Okay, all right. Well, welcome to my video. And my name is Mario Jannatpour, and I'm a realtor with Remax Alliance in Louisville, Colorado. So I've lived in the Boulder area most of my life in Louisville. Louisville is about 10 minutes drive from Boulder. So I put together this video presentation for any of you who are considering a move to the Boulder, Colorado area. And I've been a realtor since 2002. And like I said, I've lived in this area most of my life, so I can kind of give you some tips for your consideration moving here. And I've got a kind of a slideshow that I wanted to put up here. And then that way I could talk over these slides and it'll be helpful to you. So my little picture there in the side. So moving to the Boulder, Colorado area, there's my name, Remax Alliance. And most people who live in this area, they move here from somewhere else, out of state, out of the country. So this is a picture of me and my family back in the 1970s. And I'm the guy on the right with the big afro, number 42 for Charlie Taylor from the Washington Redskins. My dad is on the far left. My mom is in the middle. One of my cousins is in the red shirt in the back, Mo Sen. And then a couple of my brothers are squeezed in there. My brother, Paul, is a real little guy squeezed in there between Vic and John. So a couple of my cousins and Mary there. So that is Lake Brainerd up in the Indian Peaks Wilderness area. One of my favorite spots here locally. That is about a 35, 40-minute drive from Boulder, and it's very beautiful. So we must have gone up late in the summer, and you could see the clouds rolling in, and it looks like it's going to rain. And so why do people move here? They love the Flatirons. Very beautiful. So that's in Boulder, that's Chautauqua, and that is a picture that I took probably early spring, late spring, when it was still pretty green. So those are the mountains in Boulder, very beautiful. This is a sunset picture that I took in Louisville, just off of the 96th, kind of looking out to the open space. And that was in a January afternoon sunset. And it was a beautiful sunset. The hiking, people love to come here because they love to get outdoors, very outdoors lifestyle. We love to go hike. That's me and my wife and our two daughters. And that was last summer. And that is at the Bells, Maroon Bells in Aspen. And we stayed in a condo in, where do we stay in a condo? Now I'm drawing a blank. So just outside of Aspen. And it was really, really pretty. And it was kind of close together. This was on my wife's birthday. So we did a nice hike, and we hiked up pretty far, and it was really, really beautiful. The snow, the skiing. A lot of people love to ski. Like I said, outdoor lifestyle. This is a picture that I took of the Flatirons a few years ago after a big snowstorm. Usually you don't get the snow sticking to the Flatirons and the evergreens, and that is a really pretty picture. I love that picture. Now, a lot of people think when you move here, it snows all the time and you need a big vehicle and you need to be able to get around. It's not that bad. Our winters are pretty mild, especially in comparison. And sorry for those of you from like Minnesota or Michigan where it snows and the snow's there like throughout the winter and it never melts. It's not like that here. What you need is a good car. And that's my car. I bought that last year. That's a Subaru, pretty basic, and I love it. It's a Subaru Forester. I had a Subaru Forester before this one for about 12 years, and my kids kind of beat it up and everything. So I needed to get a new vehicle. So this is my new Subaru that I got last year. The Aspen, people love the Aspen here, and this is a fall picture taken up Peak to Peak Highway, and Michael Menaker, a friend of mine, he gave me that picture. The sunshine and the blue skies. Over 300 days the year, we have sunshine. This is by Pikes Peak in Colorado Springs, and I took that on a Labor Day weekend a couple years ago. Very beautiful. So here's a map of the area that I cover. You see Boulder here on the left, up to Longmont, and then all the way to Westminster. So everything in between. So that's kind of the Boulder kind of corridor, Boulder County, Broomfield. You could see Westminster, you can see Superior on Highway 36, Louisville, Lafayette, and then you got Boulder, the green area there from Boulder, that's kind of Gun Barrel, and then up to Longmont, and then Erie and Niwot, and then Broomfield is just west of Westminster. So I cover everything kind of west of I-25, Westminster to Boulder to Longmont, and kind of everything in between. So that's kind of my geography that I cover as a realtor, and I've been a realtor now for since 2002 when I got my license. So where do you live in this area? So these are the cities, like I said, that I cover. And these are kind of what I feel the entry level price points based on kind of a minimum acceptable home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with a decent lot. Boulder, you hear it all the time, pretty pricey. So really the entry level is about 600 to 700. Louisville, last few years has really kind of jumped up in price. I live in Louisville, and really now you need to be in the 500 to 600K range as an entry point to Louisville. Superior, a little bit less. Lafayette, Erie, Niwot. Niwot has some big homes, big lots, good value there. Longmont, kind of the southwest area is where I work most in Longmont, kind of over by Airport Road. And then Broomfield, entry level 350 to 450, and then Westminster. Now, some of these areas, they're going to have lower price points if you're looking for a condo or a townhouse. And then some of them, they go up, to a couple million. So pretty good range. Inventory has been pretty tight here the last 2 years. I think as we're heading now into 2016, I think the inventory is going to get a little bit better just based on the fact that the builders have been building a lot of new inventory, especially out east in like Westminster, Broomfield, Erie, not as much in Niwot, Longmont, you see it. The reason why you don't see a lot of new inventory in Boulder and Louisville and Superior is that those areas are pretty built out, and any open area is pretty much open space, which is designated open space, city, county, and you can't build there. It's kind of like a park. And if you have any questions about these areas, my email will be at the end of this presentation. So some of the big picture items that I think you need to consider when you're moving to this area, and I kind of have it right here, or you need to consider, what is your job commute going to be? Now, if you're going to bring your job with you and you work out of your house, then that's not an issue. But if you live in the area that I cover, Boulder, Longmont, Westminster, everything in between, and you're going to work at the tech center down south, that's going to be a little bit too far of a commute. So you need to kind of evaluate that, and maybe your best option would be looking at a home in the Highlands Ranch area, Littleton, Englewood, those areas. Highway 36 has been getting better the last couple years, a lot of construction. So one of the jokes here locally is that they did a huge expansion, not a huge, but they did an expansion of the highway from Highway 36 to Denver, I-25. 36 goes into Boulder. And basically they took a 4-lane highway and they expanded it to a 4-lane highway. So that's kind of the joke locally, because basically what they did is that they put in 2 additional lanes on each side, 1 and 1, and they are HOV lanes or toll lanes, so you got to pay to be on them. The other thing that you need to consider when you're moving to the area, if you have children, evaluate the school districts and then the schools. Kind of start big with the school district, look at that, and then you can drill down. Boulder Valley School District is excellent, and if that's an area that you could focus in on, that would be good. Then you got St. Vrain School District for parts of Erie, Niwot, and in Longmont, and then you got Adams County for parts of Westminster and Broomfield. And this lists the cities out again that kind of I cover. The value points. So one of the things I always look at as a realtor is where is the value in certain areas. For example, I just helped a family last year buy a home in Niwot, and we were looking at houses anywhere between 700 to 800,000 on the low end, and we were looking up to like 1.3, 1.4 million, and we were looking in Longmont, Niwot, Erie, Broomfield, Westminster, and so they ended up buying a house in Niwot that was priced in the high 800s because there was good value there. So in each one of these areas that you're looking at, we can work together. I can identify where are the value points where you can get the best return on your investment for buying a home. Now, I know this based on my experience. And like I said, builders are building new inventory. Be wary of some of the builders because if you're looking at a new build product as a home, builders get way ahead of the market and they overprice, and then you got an appraisal issue that you got to work through. Hot market now, but it could cool in the near future. So what are some of the gotchas? And this is one of the things I do when I help my clients. For example, Superior has expansive soils. The soils expand and contract, causes the sidewalks to crack, driveways and garages, and sometimes the foundations. Weld County, fracking. It's a way oil companies are digging in to the land now to be able to get oil. So if you've got a open land here, you got a house here, sometimes what they could do is they can go like this and they can go under the house. So pretty crazy. So something we could talk about. I can give you more information about that. Some of the schools in the area getting overcrowded, LES, LMS, Gun Barrel, not really Boulder in the city, but it does have a Boulder address is something that we could talk about. And then ideally, when you're looking at kind of that map, if you can stay west of I-25, generally your property values are going to hold more. Good. One thing I always look at is where's the good resale because you're buying a home. It's going to be an investment for the long term. Boulder area real estate, great investment, quality of life. People want to move here. Great place to raise a family. Middle of the country, really good for air travel. You know, we just went on a cruise, a family cruise from Tampa, Florida. We got a direct flight to Tampa, took the cruise down to the Honduras and Mexico and everything, and we had a good time. But easy access, and we travel to Seattle. We go to Mexico. A lot of people that work here. I helped one of my customers last year. He came from California. He has his own business. He travels a lot. He loves being here because he can get a flight to Boston, to New York, to DC, to Chicago. Relatively easy flight. So being in the middle of the country for air travel is really nice. Improved health here. You know, we're very healthy here because of the outdoor activities, the hiking, the bicycling, the skateboarding, the skiing, whatever it is. You know, people are out and about doing things because it's a very active lifestyle here. And yeah, I got it right there. Hiking, skiing, bicycling, and mountain climbing. So you can do mountain climbing too. What are my strengths as a realtor? If you're thinking about getting in touch with me, just briefly, here's kind of my resume. I love Colorado. I know the Boulder area really well. I moved here from Virginia as a kid, and I love living here. Been in Boulder 19 years, Louisville now 20 years. I worked in Westminster for 10 years, and so I know the area really, really well. One of my strengths is I know the geography. So when you're relocating, you need to look at the big picture. So I know the big picture. And I'm a professional realtor, came out of corporate sales, high tech. So I'm used to working with professionals, engineers, and people that, are kind of like myself, I guess. Corporate executives, engineers, sales types. I'm honest. I wrote a book, The Honest Real Estate Agent. It's there on my bookshelf, The Honest Real Estate Agent. Primarily a book for new real estate agents, new realtors, and it's a top seller on Amazon within its category. my website, movetocolo.com. I'll put that link here on the video, or maybe you're watching it on my website. And check out my testimonials, and you'll see that on my website for the people that I've helped over the years. And like I said, I'm author of the book, The Honest Real Estate Agent. So here's my info, movetocolo@gmail.com. If you have any questions, what we could do, if you're out of state, we could schedule a phone call and we could chat, half hour to hour. I can answer your questions about moving to the area. If you're already here and you're looking for a realtor, you need help in the area, drop me an email, and then we can coordinate a phone call and we can meet at my office. So thanks for watching my video. Let me go ahead and stop the share here so you can see my face again. So yeah, so thanks for watching the video. I'm here in Louisville, and like I said, I work in that area, and I love to chat with you and be able to help you in your move. I've helped a lot of people move here to Colorado, and one of the things I always joke about is I help a lot of buyers more than sellers, is the fact that all the buyers I help, they never move. They've been in the same house for 5, 10, 12 years. And just like me, my wife and I, we bought our house right now in Louisville. We've been in this house 11 years, and we have 2 daughters, 12 and 9. And, so we're here until they get out of college. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by.